We probably all suffer from a minor phobia or two, but some people's lives are virtually debilitated by their fears. This list looks at 7 of the most unusual phobias that afflict people in modern days. If you suffer from any of these phobias, be sure to tell us about it in the comments. Number 7, Agoraphobia, fear of crossing the street. Agoraphobes have a fear of crossing streets, highways, and other thoroughfares, or a fear of thoroughfares themselves. This, of course, makes it very difficult to live comfortably in a city. The word comes from the Greek gyros, which means turning or whirling, as the phobic avoids the whirl of traffic. The phobia covers several categories, wherein sufferers may fear wide roads, specifically down to suburban single-lane streets, and can also include fearing jaywalking or crossing anywhere on a street, even a designated intersection. This phobia is considered independent from the fear of cars. Number 6, Gyrocophobia, fear of cooking. The bizarre fear of cooking is called gyrocophobia, which comes from the Greek word magyrokos, which means a person skilled in cooking. This disorder can be debilitating and potentially lead to unhealthy eating if one is living alone. Sufferers of magyrokos can feel extremely intimidated by people with skills in cooking, and this intimidation and feeling of inadequacy is probably the root cause of the disorder for many. Number 5, Pediophobia, fear of dolls. Pediophobia is the irrational fear of dolls. Not just scary dolls, all dolls. Strictly speaking, the fear is a horror of a false representation of sentient beings, so it also usually includes robots and mannequins, which can make it decidedly difficult to go shopping. This phobia should not be confused with pedophobia or pediophobia, which is the fear of children. Sigmund Freud believed the disorder may spring from a fear of the doll coming to life, and roboticist Masahiro Mori expanded on that theory by stating that the more human-like something becomes, the more repellent its non-human aspects appear. Number 4, Deipnophobia, fear of dinner conversation. Now, admittedly, some dinner conversations can be very awkward, but some people are so terrified of the idea of speaking to another person over dinner that they avoid dining out situations. In today's society, in which rules and formality are out the window, it is possible that the more controlled nature of a dinner party may lie partly behind this phobia. Number 3, Isoptrophobia, fear of mirrors. Isoptrophobia is a fear of mirrors in the broad sense, or more specifically the fear of being put into contact with the spiritual world through a mirror. Sufferers experience undue anxiety even though they realize their fear is irrational. Because their fear often is grounded in superstitions, they may worry that breaking a mirror will bring bad luck, or that looking into a mirror will put them in contact with a supernatural world inside the glass. Number 2, Demonophobia, fear of demons. Demonophobia is an abnormal and persistent fear of evil supernatural beings in persons who believe such beings exist and roam freely to cause harm. Those who suffer from this phobia realize their fear is excessive or irrational. Nevertheless, they become unduly anxious when discussing demons, when venturing alone into woods or a dark house, or when watching films about demonic possession and exorcism. Number 1, Cathisophobia, fear of sitting. Cathisophobia is a terror of sitting down. This disorder can be sparked off by a particularly nasty case of hemorrhoids, but in some serious cases it can be due to physical abuse relating to sitting on sharp or painful objects. Sometimes, the sitting fear is due to some punishment in the school days, or it may be an indication of some other phobia like sitting in front of elite and influential people. Cathisophobia is characterized by sweating, heavy or short breath, and anxiety.